What's up, guys? Time for part two of day one of Crumbley trial. Then I'm going to log into the trial. So, here I said that I left off talking about the end of how trial ended and how they discussed threats allegedly made by James Crumbley, and that those threats, they didn't say who, they didn't specify who, they didn't specify the context, the content, nothing in regards to what those threats were about. But what this highlights is something that I have constantly told clients, and that is, I don't talk on jail calls because jail calls are recorded. Let me say that one more time. Okay? I don't talk on jail calls because jail calls are recorded. Now, communications between counsel are not recorded. Phone calls between counsel, if it is done a certain way, are not recorded. But just plain calls through the system are. Okay? And so this is really highlighting how jail calls are constantly listened to. They're not just listened to in the beginning of the case. They're not just listened to at the end of the case, in the middle, and or any, like, they are constantly listened to, because there's so much that people tell on themselves in those jail calls that they think that they're speaking in code, or they think that it's not going to be tied. But especially when it is a bigger case and you can tie certain phone numbers, certain nicknames, certain dates and times to things within cell phone dumps, baby, you're creating a case for yourself. You have the right to fucking remain silent. Please do that when it comes to any aspect of your case on a phone. Completely. Okay? So, now, as trial starts today, and I'm going to log in, we don't know what effect, and we don't even know if we're going to learn more about that limited communication, how that could play into the case, because they're alleging threats being made. We don't know to whom, and you can't have additional charges added while you're in trial. You can have, you can't, as long as facts are brought out to satisfy another crime, they can add a charge. And I don't think people realize that can be done. So, whatever communication had gone on between Mr. Crumbley and whomever it was serious enough for them to bring it to the court's attention. And we don't know if anything else is going to come of it that could be brought to the court's attention, and how that could affect the future and how this case proceeds. It's now all kind of open and jittery, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. I will say that, the testimony in the case was not surprising. It's pretty much, very similar to the same testimony that was provided in Jennifer Crumbley's case. So there's no real surprises there in that aspect. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what is going to go on, and how the rest of this trial is going to play out today. Like I said, it was done out of the purview of the jury. But here's the thing. It was still mentioned on the news. And if you think for a moment that those jurors are not watching the news, are not watching something. That's why there was that limit. And as I think back, I think that that's why there was that limited instruction that was given to the jury prior to them being released, and telling them that if they see something in the news, that doesn't mean that it's true. It could be biased. It could be, portraying only one side of the information. But unless they are sequestered in a hotel of a different location and completely unknown in that aspect, no television, no cell phones, something, you are going off of the honor system that they have not and will not look at anything concerning this case. It's one of those things that, it's always something that is in the back of the mind when it comes to a trial, especially if it comes to a trial like this. You just don't know what the jury is going to be thinking if they just happen to hear what was being alleged. So, it's gonna be an interesting day. That it is. So, I want you guys to have a good one. I'll probably pop back in a little bit if I can. I have court and some trial, and a trial that's a never-ending story. It's a land contract case. That is also for another story and another story time. So maybe I just need to institute, tales from an attorney. I don't know. I gotta do something, because baby, I tell you, real life is a motherfucker. TV ain't got shit on real life. And quite frankly, probably some of the most compelling shit you've seen on TV has been influenced by real life. I could tell you some stories about my time in the different halls of these courthouses throughout Michigan and throughout Ohio that will make you shake your head. And because people don't believe things like that happen. And they do. So that'll be a tale for another day. So I'll talk to you guys later. You have a good one. Oh, before I pop on out, I think I mentioned this before. Someone had asked me to do a lip tutorial, and I keep forgetting. I promise I'm going to do it. I really do. By the time I think about it, it's already done. Well, I'm talking to you guys. But even though you just saw me put this one on, today's original look was a combination of 3 colors and a liner. And I'll show you guys that look later. So you guys have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.